Team, if I could have everyone's undivided attention for a moment. I've just come from a closed-door session with the Executive Steering Committee, and after performing a deep-dive sensitivity analysis of our Q4 fiscal throughput.
Mr. Stokes, let me stop you right there before you go on too much further without anyone understanding you. OG, could you translate for us?
Makes perfect sense to me, but sure.
Anyway, as I was saying...
No one likes you, Jake.
Maybe just translate the strategic-sounding parts.
Fine.
As I was saying, I've just come from a closed-door session with the Executive Steering Committee, and after performing a deep-dive sensitivity analysis on our Q4 fiscal throughput, I am thrilled to announce that we have achieved a non-linear optimization of our discretionary incentive pool.
There was a meeting at corporate. I had to sit in the back. Looks like we made money, but not enough. So we're going to pretend to do something nice, but really just save us money.
I know there's been some anxiety regarding the variable compensation system, but we've managed to bypass the standard liquidity constraints.
I know you've been worried about getting your bonuses, and that is completely justified. We figured out a way to say we are giving you a bonus without really having to spend much money.
Instead of a traditional depreciating cash injection, which, let's face it, is just a one-time stochastic blip in your checking account, we've secured a long-term recurring asset allocation with a 12-month amortization schedule.
Instead of giving you cash, which, let's face it, you are going to blow it on useless things like paying off credit card debt and other stuff that doesn't help me out specifically. We are going to give you something spread across the entire year.
We've essentially engineered a high-frequency distribution model that ensures a steady stream of tangible utility delivered directly to your primary residence. It's a curated, multivariant flavor portfolio designed to maximize your breakfast time ROI.
You are all getting enrolled in Jelly of the Month Club.
Oh, that's the gift that keeps on giving, all year round.
That's right. You're all now official stakeholders in the Preserve of the Quarter Multi-Fruit Synergy Club. This month's dividend is a robust artisanal boysenberry reduction with a low viscosity profile. Who needs a lump sum bonus when you have a diversified spread of premium condiments?
What? We had record profits this year, but instead of giving us a bonus, we're getting jam and marmalade?
No, it's the Jelly of the Month Club.
Well, technically, jam is made from crushed or pureed fruit, cooked down with sugar. Unlike jelly, which is just juice, jam contains the actual pulp and often the seeds. Jam is thick, opaque, and has a soft, spoonable consistency that's perfect for swirling into yogurt or spreading on a scone. Whereas jelly is the most refined and filtered version of spreads. It is made strictly from fruit juice, resulting in a clear, translucent consistency that holds its shape firmly due to high pectin content. And marmalade.
That's not the point.
My threat assessment module has detected a sudden spike in employee dissatisfaction. Deploying countermeasures.
Why the long faces? I thought you'd appreciate the liquidity.
Look, Mr. Stokes, let's just put the optimization talk aside for a second and be real. You're standing there talking about synergy and fruit portfolios, but we just put in a record-breaking year. The company is making more money than it ever has, and we're the ones who stayed late and skipped weekends to make those numbers happen. When we hear bonus, we weren't thinking about artisanal spreads, we were thinking about paying off the car, fixing the heater, or even something crazy like a vacation. Receiving a box of jelly instead of a check feels like a slap in the face. You can't pay a power bill with marmalade.
Well, actually, a marmalade is...
Not now, chef. You can't pay a power bill with jelly, and you can't survive on boysenberry reduction. It's pretty simple. We gave you record work, the company got record profits, and we got a snack. That doesn't feel like a win-win. It just feels like we're being told our hard work is worth about $5 a jar. We don't want a curated experience, and we want to be paid what we earned.
Huh?
Look, let's perform a heuristic reality check and pivot away from the synergistic fruit profile narrative for a moment. We've reached a terminal velocity in our production cycle, resulting in an unprecedented fiscal surplus and a maximized EBITDA manifold. And let's be clear, the labor force was the primary input variable driving that stochastic success. When the compensation framework signaled a bonus, the collective expectation wasn't a low liquidity physical asset. It was a liquid capital injection to mitigate household debt-to-income ratios and address inflationary pressures on our personal fixed cost overhead. You're attempting to solve a macroeconomic morale deficit with a suboptimal condiment-based distribution model. You simply cannot settle a utility bill with high viscosity spread, nor can you satisfy a caloric requirement with boysenberry reduction. The logic gate is binary here. We provided optimized input. The firm achieved peak profitability, and the reward mechanism was effectively decoupled from the value add. By substituting legal tender with a citrus-based commodity, we've created a negative ROI on our discretionary effort. We aren't seeking a curated gustatory experience. We're demanding a fair market valuation of our human capital.
Oh. Well, why didn't you just say so?
Why don't you do the math? Pay gas, pay gas. You're ripping my dollars in